Right. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the pre-market show. Hope everyone's having an amazing morning. Hope you had a great weekend with friends and family. Good morning, Norm. How are you doing today?
Hey, good morning, Carlos. I'm doing great. Happy Monday. I mentioned it in the chat earlier. We're having some tech issues. You had some individual issues.
Yes.
Um, and then it seems DAS is having a data stream issue this morning with NYSE and NYSE stocks. So SPY charts are frozen. It looks like level two is working, but it doesn't have any quote like actual time and sales or
Mm-hmm.
volume data or anything like that. So bear with us a little bit. And
Yeah.
NYSE stocks are in the same boat. CCL being one, same situation. So
Yeah. So it will be a tough morning, guys, for us if we can even trade today, right? Something like this, I'll prefer not to trade in the morning like this
yeah,
unless things get better and even wait for the next day. Because as you can see here, like CCL, a very active stock right now, not showing a lot of information and everything from yesterday. So now, Norm, it's only on NYSE stock. I'm sorry, on it's only on NYSE stocks or both?
it's nice. It's only NYSE. It seems
Yeah.
Nasdaq is working just fine. I'm watching the Qs trade. I'm looking at Nasdaq stocks. I can see their charts fully. So it's just NYSE.
Yep, gotcha. And for those using DAS, guys, if you want to see where, what kind of exchange that is, it's going to be this little letter right over here. So if it has an N, it's NYSE. If it has a Q, it's NASDAQ. You can also have this in your watch list. Oh, actually, let me show you that screen. Right over here, you can see where that N is going to indicate what exchange it is. Also, if in your watch list, you do have a column called exchange, and you can put that on there and see what exchange that is, what ticker that is for. All right, excellent, guys. So we will do our best to get through this watch list this morning. Obviously, a lot in the green today. Several low flows that were very active last week are coming up here again.
Yeah.
WIMI, ALT was also very active last week. So we'll check those out. And then we got some other ones on here gapping up. A lot of tickers we have not seen before on this list. So we'll see if anything really good is in there for us to watch. Before we do that, guys, let's get to the market pulse. I know, give us an update what's happening with the market or what can we expect this week, Norm?
Yeah, man. So as of right now, the SPY is up roughly 2/3%. It had a good pop earlier on news that Pfizer and what was the other company here? Pfizer and BioNTech, BNTX, which is also on the list up there. They got uh, fast track approval from the FDA on a COVID vaccine. So that really popped futures earlier this morning. I was sitting there looking at it out of nowhere. It just shot up a few points. So uh, markets taking that as good news. The last couple of months, the real leader here has been the NASDAQ 100 QQQ index that is just soaring. Once again, today, it is the leader, currently up 1% this morning, right at 1%, and leading. Now, as far as everything else goes, we had Pepsi earnings this morning. That was really the start of earnings season. Starts full flow tomorrow. Banks will start reporting throughout this week, so we'll be in the summer earnings season. Should be really interesting what starts to happen. Pepsi blew out their numbers. I mean, if you think about it, as far as especially food, they're less likely to be hit by people being at home. People are sitting on their couches, binge watching Netflix and eating chips, I guess, you can't go out of the house. So not too surprising. They beat their top and bottom line. We can look at that in a little bit. I don't have data. Actually, I do. Thought Pepsi was NYSE, but it's NASDAQ. So anyway, as far as economic data today, nothing too significant.
All right. Excellent. Thank you, Norm, for that. All right, guys, let's start looking at this gapping up list again, quite a bit on here. Let's start with some of the stuff that's on the top. And again, we have a little bit of a low flow stocks in here. So we're going to go through these pretty quick as we don't really focus on low flow stocks.
Guys, I'm going to say this. Let me cut in real quick because we're getting a lot
Sure.
of questions in the chat. We mentioned it earlier, but as people tune in, if you guys would let them know. So for whatever reason, the data feed for NYSE stocks, including SPY and anything trading on NYSE, you'll see an N at the top corner in your montage. And like up there, Carlos, if you point out that Q, that is the NASDAQ. NYSE will have an in that top corner up there. Anything with an in, we're not getting full data right now or charts. So the level 2, it looks like, is functioning, but there's no level 1 data, there's no time and sales, and there's no charts for today. We're working on it.
All right, guys. So let's take a look here. We have a BFYT, and we'll be looking out for anything that has again, a NYSE stock, a ticker up here in the end. We'll skip on that one because obviously we don't have good data to go off. Here's BFYT for the most part right now. It is looks like a buyout, guys. Very crappy pre-market action. Pretty much moving sideways. 1.5 million shares. You know, it's up 37%, but basically nothing that's really tradable. So it looks like a buyout. Next, we have WIMI, and this one here was active, very active last week, guys. This thing, it just took off towards the end of the day as well, and looking into the post hours also. So again, nice big pop here, coming basically from $4, almost nothing here, ending at 14 on the trading hours, and then some, ending at 22 in the post hours, and today already hitting 39 this morning, highest 38, 36 here, 86 for the pre-market high. So again, definitely very active, has given a lot back already. Again, guys, very active stock this morning, but the flow is sitting at 6 million shares. So again, please be very, very careful with this one. Heading on down, ALT is another low flow stock that has also been very active over the last couple of days. Right now, 1.1 million shares traded. We are sitting, let me refresh my camera here. It looks like I lost my camera, so I'm not sure what's going on there. We'll check that in a second. So here we have also very active ALT, up 26%, 1.1 million shares traded. So again, quite a bit of volume here. I'm going to throw it down next to WIMI as well. They're both low flow stocks. ALT sitting a little bit higher at 15 million shares so far. SSS, let's take a look at this one. Right now, 149. Look at this pre-market action. I'm telling you, it's going to be a very weird morning, Norm, the way what we're looking at here. Look at these stocks. I mean, it's just not looking all that pretty.
This is not this is not a good trader right here.
Not a good start to the week as far as what we're seeing here so far. So again, not a great pre-market action, guys. Usually the stock trades very, very light volume, 16 million shares flow, and just look at the volume here on any given day. They're not getting even above 700,000. So we'll skip on that one. EVRI, also this one here, it is a NYSE stock, so we'll skip it. You can tell that by this little N right over here in your montage. So again, we're having issues with that there. Skip on over to SPAQ. This was active last week as well. Very nice big pop here. Did gap up into Friday as well after a Thursday beautiful run here. But for the most part right now, no information on it. Again, it's a NYSE stock. We'll move on to the next one. MXIM, this one also not looking very well, guys. We have 440,000 shares traded. Again, another one that trades very light on volume. It is not a low flow stock, sitting at 265 million. But for the most part, again, not a great pre-market action right now. I'm not sure there's any news.
They're getting bought out by analog devices.
Gotcha.
So it's a little strange. Their chart doesn't really too much look like a buyout. So who knows? Yeah. Who knows if something happens with that?
Gotcha. All right, moving on to the next one here, WKHS. This one has been very active, guys. Definitely want to keep this one on our watch. I mean, this is one that's been trading very well. It does move very aggressively, so you do have to be careful. There's been several good opportunities on it. Today, looking very active right now, popping up nicely, up 13%, 2.2 million shares traded at the moment. So again, looking very good here on this pre-market so far. So we'll keep an eye on this one, guys. We'll add it to the list. It looks like we have a good consolidation on the daily. Might possibly want to run up towards his recent highs here. So we'll keep an eye on that one. VXRT, also one that we've been watching quite closely, quite a bit over the last couple of weeks. Again, right now, pre-market starting to look somewhat decent. Not the best trading stock. It does have its moments and its days. If we go back and look at Friday, just look how terrible it can be. Again, you have some volume, but look at this open, just how choppy it was. Does get better later in the day. And then you have some days where we look at, let's look at Thursday now. Thursday was a great day for it, right? Nice little pop. You do get some kind of fake out engulfing here and a beautiful breakout. So again, it does have its moments. It could be a hit or miss on this one. I'm going to put it down as a possible for right now. Next, we have BNTX. This one right now up 9.1, 304,000 shares traded. I'm not sure about this pre-market actions right now. I'm on the fence on it. Any news, Norm? I know there's a lot on here. You probably haven't had a chance to look through all of these. It's quite a
Yeah, this
bit.
is the one this is the one that got fast tracked by the
Oh,
FDA with Pfizer. Now, this is a German biotech.
mm,
So if I wanted to trade based off this catalyst, I would probably stick with PFE.
yeah, yeah. So let's take a look at, yeah, PFE, because PFE trades a lot better. I mean, not doing much right now, guys, but if that's new, oh, this is nice actually. It's not
And
doing
it's
much because we
nice.
don't have
Yeah.
the information, unfortunately. So moving on down to Tesla. Tesla right now, unbelievable. At the high this morning so far, 1655 on Tesla. I mean, can you believe this? Going back 2, 3 weeks,
Nuts.
a month, it's just insane. Wow. All right. I'm putting Tesla here for entertainment purposes. Obviously, the stock is well out of my reach now. It's getting pretty expensive, but entertainment purposes, it's amazing.
And the news on that is they reduced the cost of the Model Y by $3,000, so it's going to be selling for less than 50.
Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Incredible. All right, let's look at it. DSS right here. Also, it looks like this one is not doing all that much, guys. I got no information. Not sure what this is on here, so we'll skip on this one. Could be American Exchange maybe having some issues as well. I'm not sure, but again, not a lot going on here. Pretty flat for the most part. NKLA right now, it is up 5%, 140. Now, this one is interesting. This one has seen some pretty good days. We had a couple of nice shorts here into the beginning of last week. And then we had a beautiful recovery here. So kind of getting stuck into this consolidation area for the most part. I think it might be worth watching. But again, we need a better pre-market activity out of this one. And some signs that this thing is actually going to take off and head higher. So let's put NKLA here as a possible for right now. TIGR at the moment, not doing anything great, guys. Horrible pre-market action. We'll skip on this one. Very light volume right now. As well. WIM, WYNN right now up 4.8. This looks interesting. Any news on WIM this morning? Win Resorts.
Oh, sorry, man. I've been stuck. I've been dealing with these tech issues
No,
myself.
I
So,
know it is a rough morning for sure. Yep.
I don't. I think this is just reopening stuff. I haven't seen any news on Win since late last week. So nothing specific, unless somebody sees something else.
Gotcha. So we'll keep it on here, guys. What I like about it is the daily possible breakout. Pre-market is not looking all that great, but this is typical Win. It doesn't have a beautiful pre-market for the most part. But again, I like that what I'm seeing here and a possible push if it can head higher. So I'll add that to the list. Here is safe. So again, most of our airlines probably are in the NYSE stock exchange like this one. So we don't have information on it. Same with CCL. Netflix is looking good here. Beautiful breakout on Friday, guys. I did not have this on watch, but look at this breakout Friday. Took a bit to get going. 30 minutes in, finds the VWAP, and then just explodes after that. So pretty nice breakout here on Netflix, worth adding to our list. We'll throw this one right on here. So here's Netflix. We'll keep an eye on that one, possible continuation. United Airlines is on the NASDAQ, so we do have information on this one. 571,000 shares traded right now. It is up 3.1 after a big day on Friday. So Friday, it traded very well, guys. Took off here, very active pre-market activity. Did get a nice little pop here. Beautiful continuation. You can see how great this traded into. The entire day was just strong on Friday, ending like that. And today we're up 2.7. Let's see what kind of continuation we can get on United Airlines here. Plug, this one we've been watching. Again, it's been very active. Not an easy stock to trade. Doesn't move all that much. For the most part, I've been keeping it out of my list. So I'm gonna do the same today, guys. Again, just not the greatest trading stock so far that I've seen. UAL we looked at. PFE, again, I don't have information on there, but if you do have information, this will be one to watch because it is active.
PFE is up 2.9%, just under 700,000 shares traded. So it is active. We just don't have data flow on it right now because of the NYSE issues.
Yeah. So kind of a little bit handicapped for the most part this morning. Let's look at work also a nicey stock, so we'll skip on this one. mRNA very active last week, guys. Again, a couple of days here taking off some beautiful pops. Let's look at Thursday was the one where we had a nice big drop here, a beautiful takeoff here, so this was nice. And then Friday did okay, but again, Thursday was a real real nice trading day. For the most part, I'm inclined to keep it as a possible, guys. But again, right now, pre-market not looking all
mRNA,
that
they got an
exciting.
upgrade out of Jeffries of the buy rating. They expect their COVID vaccine to be approved, and I think it was around 5 billion in sales over the next few years on it.
Nice. All right, we'll definitely keep an eye on that. Let me take a look here, guys. All right, let's see what else we have. So mRNA, we looked at, no information there. American Airlines got some volume, 1.2 million. Pre-market doesn't look all that great, but I do like the volume here. Also, a rebound day on Friday, possible continuation. So I'm inclined to add American Airlines as well. JetBlue is not looking all that good, guys. Pre-market's a little crappy, so I'm going to skip on that one. Upwork, not looking great neither, very light on the volume. And then the last one, TSM, also a nicey stock. We went through this list, guys, because obviously for us, without the nicey stock information, we were able to skip through a lot of these, but for the most part, we got an okay list so far. Nothing on the gapping down list. So with that said, let's take a look at what you guys have. And actually, it might be a
So
little tough
we
today.
got a question. We got a question. Let's answer it real quick, and yeah, then we'll throw it over there. But can you pull up what's a really bad foreign stock? TSM isn't great.
TM,
TM's another one.
TM is one.
But you can see somebody asked why we don't trade foreign stocks. So one is volume. You can see down on the volume bars on the daily chart right there, it really doesn't trade very heavily. That tends to be fairly common. And then especially if you look to that mid-May to early June portion of the chart, these massive gaps and no movement, they just don't trade well. It's a foreign exchange currency thing. It's a time difference. There's a whole slew of reasons why they don't. But that's why we generally stay away from that.
Yep, yep. All right, guys. So for today's list, your suggestions, we will need you to make sure just to not give us anything that's a nicey stock, because obviously we don't have the information with our platform right now. So if you could skip on any nicey stock and you see anything that's on a different exchange that's looking good, that would be nice. All right, I'm hearing some comments that it
Oh
might have been
wow,
fixed.
it might have been fixed.
All right, let's
I
just.
just saw some prints. I've still really. There we go. Now it's up.
It's up. Do I need to restart or is it good to go?
It looks like it's working for me. I'm gonna restart my DAS anyway, just in case.
Okay, yeah, it looks like. Oh no, it's not a nicey stock. Hold on a second. Let's take a look at a nicey here, which will be. Trying to find a nicey stock now. They're all. Let me see.
CCL.
Here it is. Oh yeah, CCL, of course. CCL. All right, so I am still not getting much information. I might need to restart, guys, but again, I won't do that now because it will mess up everything with the connections here. So yeah, but it looks like things might be moving. I'm getting a lot of comments that things are moving well, so that's good. All right, folks. Let's see. What do we have? What do you guys have this morning? Let's take a look here. Let's start with David from Connecticut. Oh, you have mRNA on there. Okay, so that's good. We have that already on our list. INO, Edwin. Let's start there. See what we have this morning. So INO right now, again, really all over the place, guys, with this pre-market action. Again, been consolidating quite a bit over the last couple of days.
Yeah, it's so the data is some data is coming through, but it's not correct. I mean, in the last 2 or 3 minutes, the SPY itself has only traded 2,485 shares according to this, which we know isn't correct. So
Right, right. Yeah, so again, be careful, guys. Taking any trades. Make sure that information starts looking normal. Okay, so just be cautious on that. I might actually wait and not even trade today or something like that. Just be cautious. So I know this morning, again, not looking all that great, guys. I'm gonna skip on this one. Let's take a look at Neo. So Neo, also another one is very active,
nice.
very good to us last week. Nicey stock, and I still don't have information on here, guys. Level 2 starting to populate, but again, not a lot going on. So again, still provide me only nothing that's not a nicey stock, because obviously I don't have the information just yet. It might be
NASDAQ
trickling
stuff,
in.
yeah.
Yeah. Here we are. AMD, guys, at the moment is looking pretty decent. I like AMD's daily, guys. Had a very big day yesterday. I'm sorry, on Thursday. Gave some back on Friday, but this stock has been pretty strong over the last couple of days, breaking out nicely here. So volume, though, volume only 61,000. I'm surprised that's the volume this morning. I'm going to put it down as a possible. It does have potential, but for the most part, it's not looking all that great when it comes to volume. The daily, though, the daily looks very good. All right, so what else we have, guys? Roku. Is Roku a... That is a NASDAQ.
Roku.
All right, so Roku is good, guys. I gotta say, I gotta start watching Roku a lot more closely. I did not do that on Friday, and look what happens.
Oh man, we talked about it last week, and that
Yeah.
breakout on the daily, and it was easy peasy, man.
Oh my God. This is gonna become my stock that I keep on watch all the time because it does this. It's been doing this quite a bit where, horrible pre-market activity, and it puts in this beautiful days. Same thing on Thursday, guys. Look at this beautiful breakout Thursday. And this is the one, Norm, you talked about this, right? This is the one to keep an eye on. The day looks great, and for some reason fell off my
sleeper.
list. I
It's a
didn't
sleeper.
watch it. Yep.
Somebody's saying it has no volume this morning, which it doesn't.
It
but
doesn't.
That has meant nothing recently.
It means nothing, guys. Look at this. Look at Thursday. It's just, look at this. Nothing happening. And then look how beautiful it trades with volume, right? Puts in 25 million shares. Next day, another 25. So, again, it is the sleeper. All right, folks. We're actually going to go over to announcements now. Because again, it's going to be very difficult to go through some of the stuff you're giving me without having the information yet. So we'll go over announcements. And today is Mindful Monday. So we do have Dr. Katz on the line that's going to join us after the announcements.
All right, guys. So you want to go to the first slide, Carlos? The weekly. There we go. Weekly rundown. All right. So we just point out on Mondays the general schedule of what things we have going on. Brian does a swing trade discussion in the room at 2:30 p.m. Eastern. Carlos has his class 1 onboarding every Monday night at 8 p.m. live. So check that out in the classroom. Especially if you're new here, or if you've been around for a while and want to go through it again, or help out in there, we welcome that as well. Then Tuesdays and Thursdays, Eamon's trade review at noon in the classroom, and Wednesday is the success webinar at 8 p.m. for lifetime members. All right, guys, the success webinar this week is Peter from the beginning, setting up a trading plan. Actually, you didn't get that's not the newest announcements that I emailed you this morning.
Yeah, apologies.
No problem. So Jared's doing his success webinar. It's 8 p.m. talking about identifying and maximizing trend days, how you can spot them early, ride the trend for the day. That'll be Wednesday in the webinar room at 8 p.m. And then Mike will be doing his module 1, defining yourself as a trader. That is Tuesday, tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Eastern in the webinar room as well. Guys, if you're watching us on YouTube and haven't tried out the chat, this is not the norm. This is not how it usually works. It's just been a slew of technology issues this morning, but you can do so at a discount. Use a promo code premarket24 to get a discount off the normal $39 rate. It's 1 week in the chat room, 7 calendar days, 5 trading days. That includes that class 1 onboarding that Carlos does every Monday that I was discussing. Talk with traders. Search your favorite podcast platform for that search term. You'll find the Bear Bull Traders podcast. Subscribe to it. We're putting out new content about every 2 weeks. And Peter does those podcasts. Speaking of him, join him, Mike, and Brian Monday through Thursday, 3:30 to 4:15 p.m. Eastern on the markets close on Wall Street. All right, guys, in the announcements that were to go up today, there is a new announcement, a new thing we're doing. So we're going to do the member trade of the day. And what you'll do is take a screenshot, 1 minute, 5 minutes, somewhere in there, 2 minute of your trade from that day, mark it up on the chart, and then post it on Twitter, tag Andrew, which is at Bear Bull Traders, tag Mike, which is at MikeB_BBT, and tag me at NormBBT with the hashtag BBT family. We're going to choose. That's by 1:30 Eastern each day, Monday through Thursday. We're going to put that up. Mike and I will choose that. It'll go in the It'll go in the market. The closing bell show, excuse me, and then we'll talk about it. We'll mention it here with Carlos each morning as well, for the person that won the day before. And then each Friday, we are Master Chief, Mike and myself, are the judges. We are going to come down with the weekly winner, and we're still trying to figure out how this is going to work, but we may have a prize for each week, whoever wins for the entire week. So let's get that started, see how it goes, and we'll get that up on the screen so it's easier for you guys to figure out how to do it tomorrow.
All right, excellent. Thank you, Norm. Guys, we do have Dr. Katz on the line, so let's bring him in and do our mindful Monday.
Hey, good morning, Dr. Katz. Good. How are you?
Good. So today on Mindfulness Monday, as many of you know, I do not only work with a lot of traders and financial professionals, but for many years I've worked with amateur, collegiate, and professional athletes and teams. So I'm always very interested in the similarities between traders and my work with high-performing athletes. And so today what I thought I would talk a few minutes about is what traders can learn from athletes and from sports psychology. And some of the factors and things that are transferable. I do know I've been a long distance runner for many years, as is BBT's Andrew as well. And what I would think that you guys should do is Andrew recently wrote a nice article in Forbes because he is a big mountain climber as well, talking about some of the similarities and common aspects of traders and climbers. And basically he highlights, both are process oriented, both take risks and manage risks, and they both have passion. So I would encourage you all to check out that article. It's very interesting and gives you a little more insight into Andrew and also some of the transferable qualities in more of the athletic sports world with trading. So generally, on a more macro level, my work with athletes is one of the common factors that high-level athletes tend to demonstrate is that they tend to be mentally tough. They're really able to identify in a really positive way what is in their control and what is not, so that they can control and exert as much control as possible in the areas that they have some ability to do that. And this really applies to trading as well. You really want to recognize what factors are changeable and which factors are set in stone. And this allows, as it applies to trading, an ability to kind of determine your own trading strategy and really helps with a more resilient trading approach. So what are some of the transferable principles from athletes and sports psychology to trading? I think a few of them are, one is determination. Basically, strength, determination, kind of in a healthy dose of pragmatism, which is a healthy dose of reality, help both athletes and traders get through the ups and downs of both athletic competition and trading. So determination, a key factor in terms of a transferable principle and something that will help in your trading. The second is commitment. This is, of course, kind of crucial for both progressing and developing a good trading career as well as an athletic career. One of the mantras I often kind of emphasize with traders and with athletes is really kind of the line, a commitment to how do I get better, and really making a commitment to this. So determination is very important. Commitment, like I said, is also a crucial for both. How do I get better? Good routines. We've talked about lifestyle choices, discipline, behavior patterns. A commitment is a key factor if one wants to achieve a high level of trading success as well as athletic success. Mentality. Both require significant mental strength, which really is kind of a short term really for confidence, a positive belief in yourself, a trust in yourself, kind of a keys to really progressing and growing. Another factor in this mentality is I think a self-awareness is very important. It is really important to kind of respect your own emotional, psychological reactions and variables because it helps you become more aware of how you're wired emotionally and psychologically, and it helps you make adjustments, take breaks as necessary to get yourself in a good emotional, psychological state, which is both important for high-level athletes as an athletic competition as well as trading. Ongoing development and learning, openness to new strategies. As you know, as traders, it's incredibly important, but it's true for athletes as well. You know, analytics has played a kind of a big role in high-level athletics for the last bunch of years, and athletes who are open to learning analytics and the role that could play, and that information helps them with performance. And this is very much about the same thing with traders, constantly learning new trading strategies, information. You're never too young, you're never too old, you're never too inexperienced or experienced to kind of not to learn new skills and to grow. And finally, a common factor and a principle for both is pressure. It's common to both trading, as you all know, and to high-level athletic competition. And I view pressure as something really to embrace, to acknowledge, and really to try to manage pressure in a really effective and constructive way. So I think a key here on the area of pressure is to not view pressure or stress as a negative, but really view it as a healthy challenge as part of the overall process. So again, those are a few of the key factors that I think translate nicely from the world of sports psychology to trading. That's what I got, guys.
That is excellent, Dr. Katz. Thank you for joining us this morning. Definitely awesome to see you live. Have a great week.
Okay, guys. See you next week and have a great trading week.
Thank you, Dr. Katz. Appreciate that. All right, guys, let's get to it. We do have a looks like some information is starting to come back in now on
yeah. So here's my issue. I am not going to trade today. I made the decision while he was talking, and I want to thank I believe it was Ashley that mentioned this. So AAL has traded just under 1.5 million shares. Something happened a minute ago, and DAS actually changed the volume to 459,000.
Yes.
On my app from one of my retirement accounts, I'm looking at live data, and it's traded 1.510 million shares. So that's a NASDAQ stock. It's not just an IZ problem. I'll take the day off.
I'm with you. It is not worth it. You know, let them take this day to figure out. We'll be back tomorrow. Hopefully everything's back to normal. So a lot of great comments about Dr. Katz's segment. Thank you, guys. We really appreciate him coming in every Monday doing his videos, but we really like when he's live. It's more interactive. So hopefully we can have him more. Also, if you did enjoy that, give us a thumbs up. Really appreciate it over in YouTube.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, folks, let's get to it.
One more thing I'm going to mention,
yes.
Carlos, since I was just talking about that member trade of the day and wasn't posted up in the announcements. Up in the alert section, I posted a screenshot of the page that gives you instructions on how to do that. So if you decide to trade, and there's no way for us to know the actual outcome of this, but I would say we can decide if we change it, but let's keep it to real trades, not simulator trades for this.
Yes.
So we'll just have to be on the honesty on that.
Yep, absolutely. All right, guys, so let's look at what we have here. Again, it's one of those days where I'm not going to be trading today. I'm going to take the day off. It's just not worth it. So right now what I have here is WKHS is very active. I think this one is looking good. Information looks good on this one. It is on the NASDAQ exchange. So if you are going to trade today, this could be one to watch. We'll do some levels for this one. Wind also looks interesting, guys. I think you have a possible breakout here happening. Again, nice big pop after a good day yesterday. So this will be a good one to keep an eye on as well. Netflix here is also very active. Also had a great day yesterday. Could be another one that looks great today for a possible continuation. And I do have United Airlines, excuse me. This is also looking pretty good. Volume is 226. So again, not a whole lot of volume, but after a big day yesterday, possible continuation today as well. And then you have here American Airlines also doing pretty good. But again, as Norm mentioned, this one itself even had incorrect volume earlier, and we did see that because I did mention earlier in the show it was like 1.2 or something like that, or 2.2 million, and now it's adjusted at 500. So things are a little bit funky today. You definitely want to be careful on what you're watching. But as far as levels, we'll do levels for these guys, and again, we'll just it's one of those days where you want to be very cautious. We'll be back tomorrow, hopefully with all this resolved. So I have the pre-market on WKHS right now sitting at 1820. You do have some potential here. Great level over at 2025, and another one all the way up here at 2294. So we've seen a lot of push out of this one in the past. We've seen a couple of days where it trades very well. Today, pre-market is setting up to do so. So again, it looks very good here. Wind as well. The daily also looks great, guys. High of the pre-market here, pretty much banging its head around this 78.14, 78 level. If it breaks out of that, we do have room to run hopefully over to 80.93 seems to be the next level, and then above that you do have a nice moving average here as well at 83.47, so be on the lookout for that. Down over here we have Netflix, a big day on Friday, guys, and continues to rip higher. This thing is sitting here at, I believe this is all-time high if I'm not mistaken. I think this is yes, it is all-time high, guys. 567 is the high of the pre-market. Just continues to rip on a pretty nice day on Friday here, a continuation today. So I'm going to mark down here the high of the pre-market at 567.50. Towards the bottom you have the highs and lows from the last two trading days, got you covered there, so we'll keep an eye on those. The chart next, we have United, I believe. Yeah, but United is good, so let's look at United. High of the pre-market right now in United is sitting at 34, so we'll keep an eye on that. To high of the pre-market there, and you see it's just a lot of weird stuff going on today. So if you mark the high of the pre-market here at 34, it looks like it's a little bit lower at 33.67. So again, data, guys, is not looking all that great today. Be very, very careful. The next level we have here will be 35.40, and then all the way up here at 38.40 as well. American Airlines, as we mentioned earlier, had a lot more volume than this, showing a lot less now after some adjustments. High of our pre-market sitting at 1220, excuse me, and then if we look here on our daily, another level over here at a 1254, and then over here at around 1294. Towards the bottom, we have the highs and lows from the last two trading days and the previous day close. And we got some possibles on here, guys. mRNA, NKLA, Tesla, and we also have VXRT and AMD. Again, both looking decent, but I will be very cautious in being able to watch any of these stocks today. Again, today's going to be a day where I sit back and just watch the market, or just take off. Just take off completely. As Norm mentioned, we're still getting some questions. DAS is having some issues. So even now, when you're looking at things moving, there are some issues that are happening with the volume, with the way things are moving, with the chart, the way the charts are showing the information. So again, on a day like this, you just want to just skip on trading if possible. All right, folks, that is all we have. Our moderators really have not put a list together, and the reason for it is because they're probably thinking the same thing. It's a lot of funky stuff going on with information, so it is not a day where I'm going to be sharing what they're having based on the information that we're getting here today. So, guys, trade very safe. If you do decide to trade, please be mindful. If something looks wrong, it probably is wrong. It's, you traded long enough. A lot of you guys have been seeing how these charts move, seeing the volume. If something looks funky, it probably is funky. So just be mindful of that. Just show you an example here, right? Look at this chart. Another example in American Airlines. The higher the pre-market here at 1230, right? So when I put my level on here, look at the daily. The daily's only going up to 1221. See, that's not good. This is not normal. Usually that level will be right on there. So you want to stay away on something like this. Could be that I have to reset maybe my DAS to get it working properly. But either way, it's one of those days so you want to be cautious. Norm, anything else to add before we log off from being live?
No, I echo that. It's who knows. Today may be a great trading day, but it's summer earnings season kicks off tomorrow. All in all, like you said, just probably, I don't, for myself, consider it worth it to even trade under these conditions. Maybe something changes. Maybe something's great later, but at least for the open, I'll be on the sidelines.
Yeah. And we got a great question here. So why do we consider high of the previous day as resistance and not the close? And actually, they both could be that. And let me see if I find a good example. It's a great
previous
question.
day close is definitely a level.
Yeah, it's
but
definitely
it
a level.
automatically marks on our chart.
I mean, right now, if you look at Tesla, you got the previous day close this line here, but that's also the high from that day, right? It's right on there. So that's not a good example. But in some cases, your previous day close can be here, and your high can be up here if the stock came back, right? Let's say Tesla would have pulled back to 1500, right? Your previous day close would be 1500. That's definitely a very strong level, and I want to have that on my charts. But I also want to know where you got the rejection from, right? So the high of that day is also important to us. So we do look at both. All right, guys, trade safe. We will see you tomorrow, 8:30 Eastern time. Have a good day.
Take care, guys. Trade safe.